What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Cookie DAO today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, you guys. It is the 14th of June. Here we are with about 9 hours left in this day here, sitting at 19.4 cents right now. Looking like we do want to head a little bit lower. I'm suspecting that Bitcoin moves lower by the end of today, so most altcoins will also go lower by the end of today. If we're looking at this from a low to a high, you can see that you've gone below the 382, wicked below it, and then closed above it, and that's nice to see. Typically, this indicates that you're finding support, that you found a relative low, but whenever you see behavior like this where you just come right back down to it, that's normally not what you want to see. We do have 9 hours left in the day. Anything can happen, but what you want to see in a moment like this, with a day like that, you want to see continuation. If you come back down, especially if you close below 19.5 cents there, you're likely validating that this is not support and that you'd look to the next area to find support, which in this case would be about 16.1 cents. Maybe you find support there, maybe you go down to 13 cents, maybe you go all the way down to 11.7 cents. And the thing is, as scary as that might be, as unexpected and unintended as that might be, it's still a higher low and you are finding support at the golden ratio. If we put a line right here at the golden ratio, let's just run with this idea real quick. I mean, you've got areas of support right here, areas of support right there, just above it, resistance right there. I mean, it would make sense to go down there and find support if we were to do that. Looking at the daily time frame, the daily RSI does look a little bit bearish right now as well. 60 rejection after bouncing off the 40 area, an area that you bounced off of before. You had your attempt right there and you did nothing with it, so now we're down at the 40. If we get below the 40, and I mean, you can ping pong between these areas, 60, 40, 60, 40, doing that kind of stuff, right? But if you are to go below the 40, you likely will be heading for that oversold zone. And if that's the case, there's just no scenario that I see playing out where we don't go to the golden ratio, right? It's possible that we bounce off of the 0.5, but I would more consider that 13.2 cents as a target instead, which is very, very possible. But it depends on how we close today. I mean, dude, if today in the next 9 hours, if I'm reading Bitcoin wrong, if I'm reading the markets wrong right now, and Cookie does come back up by the end of the day, if we can close this green, or at the very least don't close it below the 382, then we live to fight another day, and it's very possible that we don't go down to this area, right? It's only something to consider if we close below the 382, which right now we are below the 382. If it was, the end of the day, we'd be looking to do that right now. So let's just see what happens. In other words, if this area of support doesn't hold, prior resistance doesn't hold, we're looking for the next area to hold, and that area is very, very close to the golden ratio. I would think that you just get it done with, and you maybe wick down there and then you close right here to find support. You get like closing support at these wicks, but you wick down here at the fib for wicking support. I don't know. Let's look at the short-term time frames and see what we can deduce here, okay? 15-minute time frame, looking at this bad boy. Yeah, you got some hidden bearish divergence, right? Getting lower highs throughout this. I guess you had a higher high here. Okay, higher high there and a higher high in the RSI. It's not too bad. Higher lows too. You're kind of in an uptrend in your 15-minute time frame. As long as you're maintaining that, that's fine, right? Oh, look at that. A nice little reversal on this 15-minute time frame too. Oh, that's encouraging. Okay, cool. Good. Maybe we do continue moving up. I mean, you got a higher low here, higher low there. You've got lower lows throughout all this while maintaining higher lows, right? And then you had the lower highs with higher highs, and that kept pushing you down, but now you actually have a higher high in the price alongside with a higher high in the RSI, so that's actually a good thing while being constructive in the RSI. I wonder how this 15-minute time frame will close. This video probably lasts another 3 minutes, so we'll find out soon enough. If it comes down and it closes down, though, if we get below this, I mean, it's very likely that, yes, we do go lower, I think. 1 hour time frame here. Maybe this will help paint a better picture. I mean, yeah, rejecting these high points here. Coming down to this kind of trajectory, right? Lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. Lower lows, the whole shebang. It would make sense that you get into the oversold zone. The only thing is typically these downtrends, they tend to end once you're in the oversold zone with bullish divergence. So, and we had that. So the fact that you rejected the 60 and you're coming back down here, that could imply not just today, not just over the coming hours, we're on the 1 hour time frame, not just that to the downside, but that could imply more downside to come beyond this. And I definitely would expect that we would get below this low here if that were the case. The 1 hour time frame doesn't look good. That's all I'm trying to say there, I guess. Low to high, golden ratio. I mean, if you were to find support here, I think you would have done it already. You wouldn't have rejected the 0.5 and come back down here. So this definitely makes me think that we are going lower. Probably back below 19 cents, if not at least to 19 cents. Looking at the 4 hour time frame. Okay, here we go. Here's some bullish setups. There we go. We got some stuff. We're just not ready to bounce yet, but we're getting there. You'll probably go just below this low here. in the price, right? You'll get a lower low, get some bullish divergence on the 4-hour time frame, and then hopefully you can recover. Maybe you'll form some kind of a double bottom here, something like that, and then you'll recover from there. Cookie DAO does like to form its double bottoms, man. It really does. Not always, but a good bit of the time, right? Little double bottom right there, little double bottom right there. That's actually something double top right there, right? It likes to do this stuff. So maybe we do go just below 19 cents or right to 19 cents, but the 4-hour seems to be a saving grace here because I don't see this thing going lower like this, right? If we were to do something like this, okay, then we're in trouble, but I'm not expecting that at the moment. Not over the weekend, man. Volume's dying off as we're moving lower, the whole shebang. So I do think we're just testing right now. We're going to test a little bit lower, shake some people out, make people capitulate maybe over the weekend, give the strong hands an opportunity to step in and buy. 1 hour and the 15-minute time frame look bearish, but the 4-hour looks bearish as well, to be fair, but it's got a bullish posturing, it's got a bullish setup going on right now. And then with the volume, with how the price is acting, I wouldn't be surprised at all if we did find support somewhere in this area. If we go below 18 cents, we're fine. I would hope that we don't close too low to where this RSI gets rid of its higher low, right? If we close too low, we get a lower low, then all the bullish hope, all the bullishness of what we have set up right now on this 4-hour RSI, it just goes away. And that's probably the only thing that we have to cling to right now. Looking at the daily time frame coming out here, daily RSI, I would say it's in a downtrend, yeah. You've got lower lows and lower highs, right? Blemish here, blemish there. Typically these trends end once you're in the oversold zone, right? So we're looking for a miracle here, maybe. Looking to bounce off the 40. If we can do that, that'd be nice. You don't, just because they typically end in the oversold zone doesn't mean that you have to, right? Let's just see. I don't know. Do we have an example of that? No, we don't. We don't have an example of that on Cookie DAO, but that's okay. And we're on the Bybit chart, so no, we don't have an example of that, but that does happen. So anything can happen, I suppose. We're looking for a green day tomorrow. If today closes here or lower, we're looking for a green day tomorrow to validate that we're bouncing off the 40. That's a bullish setup if we can bounce off the 40 on the RSI, and then of course getting that bullish divergence on the 4-hour as well. But I do think that we're going to move a little bit lower between now and probably the time most of you guys watch this. Regardless of what happens over the coming days, over the next like couple weeks or so, high to low or low to high here, even if we are to go all the way down to 13 cents, even if the end of the month isn't what we were looking for and you go all the way down here, the targets for new all-time highs are still very much on the table. $1.65, $3.90, if not all the way up to about $2.40, $2.50, something right here, right above the 1-for-1 That's what I'm thinking we do, something like that. Whether we bounce here, whether we go lower first and then we bounce, tomato, whatever, it's going to happen. So I'm not too worried about that. Maybe we do. Maybe we do go down to this golden ratio. I mean, that is the 236 of this overall fib. The low to high fib here, that's the golden ratio here. High to low, that's the 236. This area right here where we potentially could find support is also right here in this area where we found resistance early on, right? That's like your prior all-time high zone. I mean, that 13 to 12 cent area is looking promising, actually, to be completely fair. It's very, very possible. We'll see how it goes, but at this point in time, I'm kind of inclined to believe that. How much of a drop would that be? Let's put this back on there. Oof, man. I mean, that's a big drop, though. 30 to 40%. The only reason I could see that is because Cookie pumped up so much and had so much attention on it, right? Those coins that get a lot of attention on it, they tend to attract a lot of weak hands, a lot of pump chasers, right? They're selling, people who bought up here, they probably sold coins that were down, and they bought this coin that's at the high. Now their coins are recovering or something, or maybe their coins are still bleeding, whatever. But because Cookie pumped up so much, now it's going to sell more. You got weak hands in up here. They're just going to add to that selling pressure, might intensify it. The one thing I'll say that's keeping me from strongly considering that we go down here is the fact that that would result in like a 30 to 40% move down, and I don't really see that happening, right? So I think there is hope. There is hope, but we'll see how it goes. I want to look at the 15-minute time frame again, just because it's probably closed by now. Yeah. I would assume we're going lower. Yeah. But how much lower is the question? Do we get the double bottom off the 4-hour time frame? Do we double bottom here and then recover? I think at this point in time, that's the most likely outcome. We probably do get some kind of double bottom here, get that bullish divergence on the 4-hour and then recover. But if we don't do that, you guys, if we keep going lower, I mean, at best, we're going to 16 cents, I believe, right? From a low to a high here. Yeah, at best, we'd be going down to 16 cents, that 0.5 right there. and maybe even look. I mean, really, it would make more sense. I don't really rely on the 0.5 so much as support. It'd be more like the price action here. But if we're this close to finding support on this price action, like why wouldn't we go down to the golden ratio? You know, and that I feel like I'm just either building the case for this to be extremely bearish or making sense that we actually would find support here and then move up. I hope that by the end of the day, let's just leave it with this, okay? Daily goal here. By the end of the day, 8 hours, 56 minutes from now, we're at 19.4 cents. We want to close above 19.6 cents. As long as we can close above here and not close below the 382, I think we're fine. Doesn't matter what we do in the meantime. We just want to come back up and close above there. You don't want to close below it, okay? I got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, all right? Take care. Bye-bye.